Everybody, we're going to be talking tonight about breaking down the walls to let love in.
Love.
Love
Love,
to
love,
love.
love.
If you don't kill him first, right?
Right, exactly. That's important.
That is important. I know, and I say this from a position of having been married almost 30 years. This year it'll be 30 years. And mostly pretty good. But every once in a while, he needs a really swift kick upside the head with a
I
bat.
mean, 30 years together, that's a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's a very long time.
It is, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
I do. Yes.
And that is the important part. I did and got myself into that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love talking about this because, like I was just saying, I was talking to my he's gonna be 20 next month, year old nephew. And, so he has some of the mindset of what I grew up with, right? Because his mom is my sister. So he was like, yeah, our family's cursed. We don't have good relationships. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's just choice. We chose that. That's not a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Each individual in our family chose to have a dysfunctional or toxic relationship. And that's why, if that's what that person is going through, then that's the choice that they made. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's young too. I said, relationships aren't really that difficult. I know that's what society has said and it appears that way, but really the key to having a successful relationship is to have a healthy relationship with yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a healthy relationship with your partner or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I know for me, like in my journey, it's second time around, right? So the first one, total epic learning lesson. But this one, like I realized that, the more I heal my relationship with myself, and then I just let my husband be who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't judge him. I don't, you should be doing it this way, because that's what the old Denise used to do.
Mm-hmm.
You should do it this way. I just let him be who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Makes things a lot simpler. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. But for those of your listeners who are or have been burned in relationships and have put up a wall, which don't blame you at all for doing that.
It's normal human behavior.
It is.
A lot of times
right.
we think, if I weren't so darn broken, then I wouldn't do that. Well, of course you're going to do that because you got burned.
Right.
And, you learn after you've been burned a few times to not put your hand
Protect
back
yourself.
at the darn flame.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was just getting a visual as you were talking, like what does any human do when they think something bad is coming to them? They protect themselves. They put up a shield. It's normal behavior.
I would be surprised if you didn't do that.
Right.
I would probably be way more surprised if you just decided, hey, yeah, I got burned by the last 23 guys, so now I'm going to go and trust my instincts and go roaring in,
let's do it again.
Ignore everything else. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like a software engineer.
Yeah. So that's
that's how we debug things, right?
Is what?
So there's a lot of jokes out there about software engineers, but the way that we debug things is we sit there and we will watch something fail. And we will walk through the code and we will do it as many times until we figure out why it failed. So we'll literally like push the car up the hill and then watch and see if it does it again. So the only exception to this like crazy behavior is if you're a software engineer.
Ah, okay. See, I'm not, so I didn't get the joke.
Mm, I
Late to the
am
game.
sorry. I'm just telling you, software engineers are just weird. But like seriously, I mean, yeah, we're not going to keep pushing the car up the hill under any normal circumstance and
Right.
seeing if the brakes fail every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's one time that people get burned and they're like, boop, putting up the wall, not letting it down. I
Mhm.
know for me, when I left Florida and came here to North Carolina, when I left my toxic relationship there and came here and I was dating, I 100% put up a wall. And I knew I put up a wall because I would go on dates and I would tell them, yeah, this is fun.
We're
Not
just
trying to get
playing.
into, yeah, not trying to get into a relationship, not trying to fall in love. Nope. Because I chose to emotionally disconnect myself because I had been hurt so bad for the 22 years. And
Mhm.
I wasn't about to go down that path again to feel that pain again. Because this is what our minds do, right? Well, if you get into another relationship, it's going to be the same as the last one. So, yeah. So there has to be this breaking down the wall
Mhm.
to let love in, which is trust.
Mhm.
To learn how to trust yourself so that you don't get burned again. Or if that happens to happen again, to know like what to get what came out of it, what you're supposed to learn, what you're supposed to the lesson you're supposed to get so
Mhm.
that you don't do it again or it
Yep.
doesn't happen again, right? To really practice that trust muscle.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think sometimes we blame ourselves for having made those bad decisions
Absolutely.
and beat
Yes.
ourselves up.
Hmm.
I've done it.
Yes. Hmm.
I've made bad decisions and
Hmm.
I've beat myself to hell and back more than
Hmm.
anybody else I've ever known could do it to me.
We are our worst critics. Yes.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
We wouldn't even be friends with ourselves. Am I right?
You're so right. You're
I
so
mean, like,
right.
if we had a friend who talked to us the way that we talk to ourselves,
Yeah. You wouldn't, yeah, exactly. You're so right. You wouldn't be friends with that person. Be like, you're,
you were a total pain in the patootie.
yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
But we do it.
Over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we
And it,
keep tolerating our that self-talk and that negative self-talk.
yeah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really important to get control, get a hold of your thoughts, because if that's what's happening inside of you, then that's what's being created outside of you. There's no such thing as an external reality. Everything is internal. So if that conversation inside of, you know, you, general, your head, that is critical, judgmental,
Mhm.
just downright mean,
Mhm.
and nasty, then that's what you're going to create outside in your outside world is people, opportunities, and situations that reflect what you feel about yourself inside. And that's what I mean. Like relationships are not hard. If you just get this, if you just focus on this, then your outside world will again reflect what you have done on the inside.
Mhm.
Isn't that
Absolutely.
beautiful
It is beautiful.
and amazing? And like,
It is amazing how when you start doing that internal work and hey Elise, good to see you. Um, that inner work we don't think shows.
right. Yeah.
And it doesn't fundamentally change who we are as people in a lot of ways, but it
Right.
does.
Right. It does, but it doesn't. Yeah.
And it
It,
changes the energy
yeah,
big
it
time.
does. So that's such a great example, Haley, because like I said, I was just talking to my 20-year-old nephew and I
Mhm.
haven't talked to him in at least 8 years. And so I'm the same aunt that he's always known. Like he was laughing at me and like, Nisi, I miss you. And because we went right back
Mhm.
to who we were before. However, I'm completely different than who he knew before.
Mhm.
Right. So It's both.
Yeah, it's both and. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so
Mhm.
interesting.
Humans are incredibly
We're wild, man.
wild, complex, crazy. I mean, just like crazy complex human, beings that have these like layers upon layers upon layers,
Yeah.
kind of like, ogres.
Mm-hmm.
You peel us back like onions. And we really do have all this complexity and this capacity to heal ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and this incredible capacity to heal ourselves very deeply, even if we have been through and we haven't known any better.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. Yeah, because I'm a testimony of it, right? 22 years, had never been in a healthy relationship, and I am now, and my clients too. So when you witness it over and over and over again, then yeah, simple and complicated. Yeah, exactly. That should be a status, right?
Simple yet complicated. Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's beautiful and it's amazing. And when you see that transformation over and over again, then it happens. It can happen if you
Hmm.
choose it. It's all
Yeah.
about choice.
And it's not just about that like snap choice to do it though. It's about doing that deep
Commitment.
inner work
Yeah.
and that commitment to becoming a different person.
Right.
And it's terrifying too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We talked about the crabs in the bucket last night.
We did. Mm-hmm.
Because people see us start to change and then they're like, no, 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 here, let me crab you right back down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't want to go out with that guy because, look at what happened to the last 12.
Right. And then you tell yourself that story.
Mm-hmm.
You believe it and you think it's true and you tell yourself that story.
Mm-hmm.
So then the outside voice that was self-sabotaging is now the inside voice because you chose to tell yourself that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he may or may not have been. But how are you going to know if you don't just put yourself out there and try?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know for me, if I didn't put myself out there
Mm-hmm.
and notice like I was dating the same version of my ex, and then the mind-blowing part was
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know if I shared it here or not, but short story. I dated somebody who replicated the trauma that I experienced in Florida that I didn't tell anybody about. And that's when it was like,
Mind blown.
Denise, yeah, this is being shown to you for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you got a full Technicolor in-person demonstration of this is why you have to change.
This is what needs your attention. Yeah. Heal
Mm-hmm.
these wounds, heal the wounds. And like, you can't make that up. You can't make that story up.
No.
I didn't tell anybody what happened in Florida because I mean, my daughter, my close friends here, but not dating.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew that. That was before the book came out. So how did that happen?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, that's the thing is that healing is possible.
Yes.
And you were proof positive of the fact that healing is totally possible in these types of situations.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And it's because I chose it. It's because after that incident, I was like, whoa, okay. Plus, the whole dating scene gets old, the whole bar scene gets old, the whole getting drunk and disrespecting myself got old. And I was like, God, really? And that's when I started to be like, I'm going to choose something different. And yeah, because although I loved being single, it's that whole thing gets old.
Yeah.
I choose this.
Yeah. Healing is absolutely possible. Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to choose it and dig in and do the work because that's really, really important.
And commitment. I'm glad you brought that up, Haley, because the thing that some women don't understand
Mhm.
is they keep finding these guys who ghost them, not committed, emotionally unattached.
Mhm.
And then they sign up for a call with me, and guess what they do? They ghost and don't show up for the call. And then I think to myself, well, that might be why you have commitment issues, because you're not even committed to yourself. How are you going to attract somebody who's committed to you? Right? Again, the inside out, not the outside in.
Right.
Right? So it starts here. So when you're committed to yourself, like you on your journey, on your healing journey, and me and everybody else who's gone through some kind of a self-discovery journey, there had to be a commitment. And so when that's built inside, you're attracted outside.
Absolutely. And it's amazing how that internal change reverberates
Mm-hmm.
and multiplies. It's really cool.
Yes.
Tell us about this challenge on Monday.
It is the Trust Again. It's a 3-day Trust Again challenge. Never ignore a red flag again. And this comes from women telling me over and over and over again, I don't trust. And that's that brick wall, right? They put up this brick wall, and so they can't attract love. So that's why I talk about trust, and I thread it through all of my programs. So it starts Monday, January 31st, and it runs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be on Zoom, and we're going to get the questions answered. We're going to coach, and we're going to do all the things to help these women navigate through learning to trust again. I'm going to break it all down for them, give them exactly what they're looking for and what they need, so that they can start to trust again and can let that wall down and let love in. This time, healthy love, true love, real
Love it.
love.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Healthy love, real love, true love.
Yes.
Let them in. And I
Sexy
wish that
love.
for
Don't
everybody.
forget sexy.
Woo! That's cool. Love it. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate it, y'all.
Thank you.
Sign up. The link is in the chat. It's in the description of this video. So make sure you sign up. We'll talk soon.
Yes. Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.